Chilling right here with my boy Kamo. Let's take it back, man. I want to get to know Kamo, man. I want to get to know Kamo before I met Kamo. Where did you grow up, dude?
I grew up in right there, really close to, so right there in the where Super Audio Network is at, in CUDAHY, a little city called CUDAHY.
CUDAHY, California.
And that place is very small and compressed that there's no way you cannot miss your neighbor or the next street below. Like, everything is so cluttered in, like, you know who's who and everybody knows what's up and where they can go and where they can't go type shit, you know. So that's what I grew up around, is that area. And growing up in the 90s when hip-hop was up and active, you know, so more gangbanging affiliation was around there. I lived a life like Too Short. I only kicked it with gangsters and strippers and shit, so that's a little bit about me right there.
Yeah, CUDAHY, man. Tell us a little bit about CUDAHY, man. I don't hear too much, even though I know the city because I kind of grew up in Bell Garden, so I know all the surrounding areas. But what's the good, the bad, and the ugly about growing up in CUDAHY?
Okay, let's start off with the good. Like I said, it's a small area, so you get to know each other real quick. You get to know who you are, like, and where you stay at and shit, and you know everybody pretty much. You know your community and your city is not that big like other cities. That area is so small that you can't miss nobody. You know, you're gonna find out who they are. You're gonna roll down their block. You're gonna see who their boys are and what's up. The ugly part about that shit is back then was there was a lot of gangbanging, a lot of shooting.
All right, so homeboy was working on his yard, so we had to move over here a little bit. But we were talking about growing up in CUDAHY, and you were saying one of your favorite things about CUDAHY was the bridge.
The bridge is my personal favorite thing about CUDAHY because that's where I've seen a lot of things happen. I met a lot of people there, coming in and out of work, in from town and out of town, right there at the bridge. And it made me more social, you know. More people always come up and they'll ask questions. They'll come up to you like, hey, do you know what time it is? Hey, can I bum a cigarette off you? Like, hey, what you sipping on and shit. Like, so it's just little by little. It's just, that was my favorite part about it, because socializing with other people, and sometimes they even fucking come all the way from Long Beach on their bikes and shit. And you always see a lot of people right there doing stuff like that, and I was just like, damn, what's up? And we get to meet a lot of people that you least expected. Some of them apparently in marathons or some shit like that. So I was just like, fuck, it's crazy. So that's what I liked about the bridge. The only bad thing about it was a few gang affiliated fucking shit and robberies and stuff like that, like, you know, like. But other than that though, CUDAHY does has its perks and its beauties right there. And socializing most definitely will help you out a lot. There's no way you're gonna come out bashful as fool, you know, like just in the corner and shit, all quiet. So,
CUDAHY is right next to Maywood, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the cross point from Southgate going to after it's gonna be Southgate coming out the freeway. Then after that you come into to CUDAHY, starting all the way from where's that shit right there, where the Firestone and Atlantic. Once you pass the shopping center and the train tracks, you officially enter CUDAHY. You start going down to all the way to Florence, technically Live Oak, and that's it. CUDAHY ends there, and Bell starting in Florence right there. You go forward more forward, then you got Maywood, and on the side of it, on the left hand side, we got our city HP. So
that's right.
So it's yeah, it's a nice little area, you know.
Did you ever hit up Pacific Avenue, go to the theater?
Oh, dude, I fucked around so bad. I wouldn't be called KAMO211 if there was no theft involved, you know. But there was one day and I know my mom was like, why you always talk about this shit? Like, you know what? Because I don't want to fucking lie and paint a fucked up picture, a lie, you know. Like, yeah, this is who the fuck I was, and lessons were learned and shit. And this is the reason I don't steal, because when I was still like a minor, I got arrested for it wasn't even that I broke for vandalism, me like breaking the fucking window. The window was already there, so technically the scene of the crime just happened, and we're ditching, right? I'm supposed to be in fucking school too, to make things worse. And I'm skating with my friends. Shout out Scar, he knows this story. He was there up front and shit. Yeah, I was it. And we're skating, but out of our 4 friends, just me and the homie fucking Chaos. Shout out if you're still out there. I hope you're safe though. We got caught up stealing, because there was already vandalizing shit, and we were in the middle of a scene of a crime from a few blocks down in HP and Pacific. And the homie came up on a sweater and a shit ton of watches and shit. He came out with the watch and the sweater still and shit after that, but I didn't come out with it. I don't know why. I got into watch collecting like 3 years ago. But at that time, I saw this like big ass Playboy bunny spinner, like Flavor Flav looking shit.
Damn,
and I don't know why, dude. I look at it and it's just like, take it. And I'm like, right here, like, is the little angel gonna come out and say no? Like, fuck no, fool. That shit looks tight. I take that shit. So I fucking grabbed that bitch. Not even a fucking block or a fucking minute with the damn thing. Then we get pulled over because the cops were still fucking there.
Oh, Jesus.
And they see our stupid asses fucking putting our hands in and shit. So, yeah, but that was just the worst one right there that I got caught with, you know.
211.
Yeah.
I always wonder where that came from, man.
Oh yeah, but there was no assault on that one, you know. 211 as those are. I'm not gonna confess crimes either.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you what happened.
Yep.
And I got caught up on that one. So
Yeah.
just like,
Good call. Good call. What schools did you go to?
I went to the one in ELC. No wait, I started off in Teresa, and I learned a lot right there, just elementary type shit. Then they kicked me out. They said like, hey, this was too crazy, and they sent me to Elizabeth. And Elizabeth is elementary, middle school, and a high school. That's why I didn't fucking like about that shit right there. It's like, hey man, like, I was happy over there. What the fuck did I do wrong and shit? And I'm over here and getting fucking bullied by these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Like middle
damn.
school kids and shit, and the high school kids didn't know what's up. But like my babysitter's my babysitter's daughter was there, so she was just right there looking out for me, like, hey, what's wrong with this and shit. But yeah, that's the school I went to, and then after that I went to Bell High School, and fucking hey, dude, that shit's tight. Miss Kimura, if you watch this, fuck you, still, you know. You have a pineapple up your ass. I don't give a fuck.
Say his name again.
Miss Kimura.
Oh, Miss Kimura.
Yeah, let's not get that wrong. Her name and shit. But she's still cool. I love you, baby. You know, just remember, I was young. I was active. And that's when Hustling Camo came in and shit with the weed later on, you know. So it's just like
Hustling Camo. All right.
So yeah, that was my shit. I didn't know what the fucking allowance was. That shit sounded like fucking a delicacy when I was there. I was like, well, you got that shit. That shit's time, bro. How much you got? Just like that. All you say is like, hey, I got good grades and shit. Like, it doesn't matter if I got good grades or bad and shit. No such thing as allowance and shit. Like, I had to always fucking slang, make shit, sell this, sell that, do that. And I'm good. I'm very persuasive when it comes to selling and shit. And it's just like I said, that's socializing and communication skills that I learned at the bridge and shit like that as well, you know.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So let's go to your home life, man. Did you have any brothers or sisters?
That I knew of at the time, nah, I didn't. But later on, I found out.
Interesting.
I have my brother. Shout out Adrian. I got Vanessa. I got Jenny. I'm the only son, so I grew up like in my house, you know, as the only son. So I wasn't used to that type of like being around people. The closest I had to a sister was my cousin that lived with me, and she would always be like, hey, fucking just bugging me and shit, and I fucking love her. Shout out Jamin. But other than that though, like I never grew up with brothers and sisters like that, you know. So that's why I'll be looking at my dad like, damn, when I was young, I was like, I could have used y'all fools. Like, I could have used some mental support, and like, who better than people that are close to you and shit like that, you know?
Did he have a life that you guys didn't know about?
I love my dad, dude. Now that I grew up, it's like, I want to be just like you, dog. I want to be a pimp too and shit. How'd you do it? No child support, motherfucker. Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, dude, I learned a lot, but like, you know, like the only way for you to know to do good, you got to know what bad is. You know? So that was just like that. As for my family, they gave me all the tools I really needed, like even without being there and shit. They're just like, hey, this and that, and that's how it is. And that's how it was, you know, like it's exactly how they said it was and shit. So on the side of the hustling and already standing my ground on my own, building character real quick, my family just did the best they could just to fucking feed me and to have a roof under my bed and a roof and then a bed and shit. So that's pretty much all you could ask for. It's better than being homeless, dude. I've seen a lot of people sleep in fucking public restrooms, dude, at the parks. And I was up early and about just because I had to hop a fence and go and check it out. I had to pee and shit, and I seen some people just fucking I didn't care about that little corner at the time, you know. That little corner meant the world to me, and I was sleeping and eating and shit, you know. And I had a toilet with good toilet paper and shit. That's all I could really ask for, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. I wasn't really around family like that, and I didn't ask for much either, you know, because I didn't have much. So I worked with what I had, and all I had was that space right there for me to come and reassure that I'm coming home alive and shit in one piece. So I was grateful for that right there, you know.
Yeah.